Well, friends, welcome to a steamy one here on the farm today. It is August and it is food plot season, so I'm going to be trying to get this food plot in today. I've got a little bit of a blend I'm going to put in, but there's also some things I'm going to be using as far as a spray that's like a pH enhancer, and then one that's a liquid fertilizer. So it should be a lot easier to put down than carrying all the bags and everything, but still breaking in this tractor, and today will be no exception. We're all fueled up. We are ready to rock and roll. Today we'll be doing some tilling, we'll be doing some cultipacking, we'll be doing some mowing. This machine is going to get its workout today, but on a day like today, I'm telling you, this air conditioning sure is going to make this job a lot more enjoyable. So we're going to have some fun, we're going to enjoy the great outdoors, and we've got a rain coming in tonight and tomorrow, so we're going to try and beat that. So let's have some fun. Well, friends, this is what we have to work with. We have about a 1 acre food plot. This has already been sprayed about 10 days ago. My neighbor Guido, kind gentleman, actually came out here when I was working and doing things with the kids. So he came out and sprayed this. It's already starting to die off. I could probably get away with just tilling it, but to be honest, I don't want to get all this, kind of stuff in the, wrapped up in the tines of the tiller. So I'm just going to mow it real quick, knock all this stuff down, and then we're going to till it. The rotary tiller is, it's been through a lot of, it's had a rough life. It's been through a lot of rocks in its life. Typically when we have rain in the forecast and I plant a food plot, it doesn't rain for 2 weeks, but we have a rain in the forecast tonight and tomorrow. So hopefully we can get all the stuff in and get this job done. But yeah, let's get started. Let me show you real quick what this looks like, and then we're just gonna get right after it because we got work to do before it gets too hot. All right, so this is a great food plot. You can actually see here, like, there are so many different areas where that is deer sanctuary over there, wildlife sanctuary, bees, turkeys, you name it. They all live back there. We really don't go back there a whole lot. We may get back there this year with a brush mulcher and clear some lanes where we can actually get around and actually check fencing. But you can kind of see how all these plants are doing. They're dying off. There's not a whole lot of foliage left in here. The deer love this area because it's very secluded. They really like this kind of pen, like where you have high weeds, high weeds, high weeds, high weeds, and then food, because they can sneak in here, sneak back out, and that's a good thing. We have a shooting house up here, right past the tractor. You can probably see it up there. I'm going to go ahead and mow a trail just up to that shooting house, and at some point I'm going to come back out here with a skid loader and that tree saw, and we're going to take some of these limbs down to really get a little bit clearer of a view, because some of these things are just, they're dying, they're dangerous, and they just need to come down. So yeah, that's the scene, and that's the machine's going to make it happen, so let's do it. One thing I do love about a tractor is that you have this massive bucket that you can put all kinds of stuff. I have my seed, I have my seeder, which I'm going to talk about that too. This is a different one than you guys may have seen on the channel. I had a powered one. This is a non-powered. I like this one a lot more. I've got a 360 camera, half of a PTO shaft. There's some of the chemicals. So anyway, the bucket really makes it handy. But I'm going to take the bucket off so it doesn't get all kinds of creepy crawlers and dust and dander in there. And yeah, let's get mowing. One thing I'll say about the 5520, it is a little tight and snug in the cab, but once it's sealed up, it's very quiet, and the air conditioning works fantastic. It's kind of weird though. Every time you get in, you have to hit the air conditioning on button, rather than just like being on or off and you have to like turn it off, but every time it just turns itself off. So something to get used to. We're gonna turn that button on though, because we want that air conditioning. So this tractor, there's a lot of 5520s out there. This is a Branson kind of legacy machine, and the older one had three speeds, right? A, B, and C. This one has A, B, C, and D. I find myself in B and C a lot, where that's where basically a lot of people said I'd be, and they were right. I'm still learning this bucket. Whole tractor, it's a learning curve. All right, so we got a lot of this stuff done. as you can see behind me, all of this is mowed. Looks great. We're going to go ahead and get the tiller put on the tractor until the quick hitch makes a huge savings of time when you're trying to switch between implements. So watch that other video if you don't mind, where we talk about the quick hitch, and I think that you'll enjoy that. But I just cleared this, and this gives you a great idea of how this food plot, or wildlife viewing area, whatever we want to call it, this is going to have tons of nutrition back here, and then that path goes all the way up to that tower blind, to where, once I get that, some of this other stuff kind of cleared out, great vision, great view, but also lots and lots of cover and security for wildlife. So it should be another year where we have a great experience. Now, the challenges that we have out here, which I can see right here, is these guys. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Look at the size of that thing. So, these are a problem when it comes to doing tilling. Contrary to what you may have heard on the internet, tillers do not like rocks. So, either do rotary cutters, which here's a big rock right here. We gave that one a nice little ride. So, I always try and throw them at the base of a big tree, because not to get too close to them, and maybe your equipment won't be destroyed. So, all right, time to switch implements and keep working. Whew. Okay, on to the tiller. Now you probably see I have a lot of mowing to do. I still have a lot of shooting lanes to do, specifically around some of these blinds and in between some of these trees. I don't want to take too much of this stuff away, but I do want to clear it up some, or clean it up some, so that we're not, we're not in a place where we can't see the game that we're after. So, all right, let's go swap this thing out and then move to plan B. I'm seeing that this peg is a little bit loose. It needs to really be tightened up some. Hope I can get away with doing this right now or not. I think I can get away with it for now. Hand has always been a little bent. If it's bigger than hand, or bigger than 1 acre, I probably would not be relying on hand tight. Tilling is turning out to be a much dirtier job than we thought. Lots of just dry topsoil flying around, and I know erosion is a bad thing, but this is just an old cow pasture, so don't lose your minds over it. But look how dirty this tractor is from this. We are definitely knocking the new off this machine. Okay, one observation I'm making is that, well, two really. One is hydrostat is really cool, and the automatic transmission is absolutely imperative for hydrostat. I guess they all have them. I don't know. It's my first hydrostat tractor really. But the second thing is that it seems like the hydraulic whine that was really annoying the first couple hours that I was running this machine is kind of going away. So a lot of folks told me, hey, that whine will kind of get better, and I guess you guys were right. Comes back every once in a while, but really it's just kind of, I guess just breaking it. So far so good. The only bad part about tractors is they don't stay new for long, do they? Very short period of time do they stay new. But we got it to use it. We're making progress. I spared you the joy of watching me hook up the Cultipacker, but check this thing out. So this is an old Cultipacker. Nothing special. It used to be 2 rows, now it's 1. I bought it used for like 400 bucks. Works fine. I've had to Cultipack this. I really wanted to get away with just, you know, scratching the surface, but, you know, it's so loomy and kind of like fluffy that I had to knock it down once. So now we're going to head over. We're going to get some of the elbow grease, put it in the tank of the 4-wheeler, and we're going to spray this whole thing. Starting to hear a little bit of thunder in the background, which is good. We got to get boogieing because we got to get the seed in the ground before it starts to rain. Yeah, store's about an hour away, so we got to boogie. So I don't really have the good camera on me because on an ATV it's really hard to kind of mount anything or carry anything on an ATV, but this is doing a great job. I'm using the cranked right now, which is the fertilizer through Domain, and I've already done the elbow grease. Now we're putting the cranked. We're almost done, and now I'll just spread the seed out here in this food plot. I'm going to do a perimeter of incognito, which I'll explain here in a second, but then after that it's just going to be a blend all in the center, and we pray for rain. And if you look at those clouds, we've got rain coming, so fingers crossed, y'all. Y'all cross your fingers too, please, because we need some rain after this. This should be a great plot. I'm really excited. All right, so far on the 4-wheeler, I took elbow grease, which should increase our pH, again, like 0.7 to 1, and cranked, which is like a liquid fertilizer, which again goes in the tank, which is super easy to apply because you're just driving around with the button on. But as far as food plot seed, I'm going to do a little bit of a different design here this year. Let me explain to you what I'm about to do. All right, so I'm using a blend. This is going to be Green Machine, which has, it's a cold season mixture of winter rye, oats, winter peas, brassicas. They'll stay green all winter long. So this is more of a late season kind of play. Shorter term, I'm using Wingman, which Wingman is a new blend. Special varieties of kohlrabi and forage brassicas that are highly attractive can mature in only 60 days. So this will mature very quickly. You can probably hear thunder above my head right now. Now what I'm going to do differently is all along this like little L side on the back side of this food plot, I'm going to put this incognito, which is like a, let's see, it's an Egyptian wheat, I believe. Yeah, it's Egyptian wheat, sorghum, all kinds of stuff in here. So it grows very tall. I should have planted this a month and a half ago. I didn't, but all of these little weeds that you see that are about as tall as I am, you know, once the wintertime comes, those will be knocked down. It'll be pretty much ground level. So this will stand up, usually to like wind or snow, because it's hard here. I'm going to plant it about 12 feet wide. So that whole backside, if there's any deer that's curious on this side in the woods who says, hey, I wonder if there's a good looking doe on the plot, they actually have to come in the plot so I would see them from that blind. Hopefully I'll see them beforehand, but if not, it just kind of forces that movement. It also reduces like social pressure of deer. So I don't know, man, like that's what I hear. I'm not an expert, but it's worked for me in the past to do stuff similar. But this is the first time I'm really going to close off that whole side of the plot with this stuff, and hopefully it will grow tall enough by the time the season gets here. But I'm also using one other seeder. You saw me use the 𝐸𝑚𝑎𝑖𝑙 24 volt. I didn't really like it all that much. I felt like I didn't have a lot of control over it, but I have this one, which is a lot cheaper. It's a hand crank, and I really actually like this. The reason I like it isn't because it makes it easier to like spread stuff out or spread seed. It's because you can be very specific and precise with it. So like doing that incognito on the backside, I don't think with that 40 volt or 24 volt, whatever it was, I don't think I could be as precise as I can be with this one, because this, I believe I can just kind of like be very direct about where the seed's going. So I'm not overlapping the sorghum and Egyptian wheat with the other seed, because then it's just wasting the other seed, because the sorghum and the incognito would smother out the other. At least that's what I think. That's what we're going for. So let's get this seed out there, because again, we're gonna have some rain. This will be great. I gotta get out of the sun. It's hot. So this is gonna be all incognito, because I'm gonna do that back incognito first. little bit of a race against time. By the way, as I'm clipping this thing on, this is not sponsored, and if you have one already that works for you, don't replace it with this because this is like better. This is just a cool option if you don't have one. I do think that I like the harness, it makes it very comfortable, and it's a lot more precise than like the Earthway bags, but they're 35, 40 bucks and they work great. So let's get this stuff out. Pretty steady. Just the winding of it, I mean, everything's very, very even. The fact that it's pretty affixed to your chest also, I think helps with even distribution. Nice little contraption. Well, seeds in the ground, bring on the rain. Well, fortunately, my neighbor Guido gave me a ride back out here to get the four-wheeler because I had to walk and get it earlier. It was about a 2-mile walk in 96 degrees. I'd rather take a ride this time, so we're on the Macaron. Say hi, Guido.
Hi, Guido.
Oh, man. We're done. That's what counts. Well, we are all done. Food plot is in. The rain is still coming, but it held off while we were out here, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I kind of would have enjoyed having a little sprinkle on me, but now is the time for the cherry on top, and that is a new trail camera. So I'm going to line this up directly with that blind and that path. And this is actually a 360-degree camera. So if I poke this sucker right here, whoops. So this thing will take photos all the way around it, and wherever game's coming from or something's coming from, it will take pictures. So pretty cool. So I don't have to have 20 trail cameras, I have one. So anyway, I think it looks good. Well, y'all, I do appreciate you coming with me today. It has been a hot one, but these are the kinds of things where I'll be glad come fall and, you know, come hunting season, where I want to come out here and it's cool and, you know, it's just beautiful weather. I'll be glad I did this work, and I'll thank myself, which sometimes you just got to get your butt off the couch. And today was one of those days because it would have been really nice just to sit inside. It's been a long week, but had to get this work done, and done is a really good feeling. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget our Tuesday night live shows. We're going to have some really cool shows. We're actually going to have some wild game or wildlife or gamekeeper kind of episodes coming up. And Tony and I really would appreciate you guys checking in. It's Homestead Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can watch from any of our channels, but we would love to have you there. But appreciate you watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Joe the Farmer. We out.